Welcome and thank you for your time and presence today. And a very special thanks to Ram Sir, Rishiji, Umesh, Maithili, and Tanusri for their encouragement and for their participation. I would just like to lay a little bit of context. I have always been mesmerized by mystics and sages because of their simple yet very profound expressions. And there are so many of them, but just to quote here, one amongst them is Baba Zain Shah, who said, जो पानी के नाम को पानी समझे वो नादानी है, जो पानी के नाम को पानी समझे वो नादानी है, पानी पानी रटते रटते, पानी पानी रटते रटते प्यासा ही मर जाए. Expressions and messages like this came coming in the last few years, and they made me do my own soul searching. And I think that helped me in realigning myself, in reimagining and in reinventing the direction which I want to take. I would just give you a little background on myself. My early career started with adversity, and the family came out quite bruised out of that adversity. And then my stint with corporate jobs started. I have had 3 corporate jobs so far. And the latest one was Canpack, which was a long stint of 12 years, a very eventful stint. And I think the most inspiring, interesting, impactful, intense experience where I believe that both of us, the company to me and me to the company, we could substantially enrich and grow with each other. But what is very unique about my 3 jobs is that none of them happened with an interview. It was always by word of mouth. And that, that just reinforces my innate belief that the power of the intangible is substantially, substantially higher than the power of the tangible. One of my key, if I may say, one of my key assets or my strengths has been the power of interconnectedness. Elevating each other has been my credo. And with good companionship at workplaces, I have been instrumental in my own way in creating resilient, reliable, and highly culture-oriented organizations. I think that if we don't stereotype each other, and if we don't get stereotyped, there is just so much potential which is there to transform. In this journey, I had quite a few personal pursuits. They were academic but pragmatic in nature. They were in the areas of leader and leadership development. They were in the areas of yoga and several other things. And what these things did to me was that they helped me to further consolidate or further go deeper into understanding the interconnectedness of so many things, understanding the oneness behind things, and understanding that though there is diversity, it really all boils down to the self. So I will now hand over to Ram Sir. But before that, I would like to quote one of my favorites from Madhushala, from Harivansh Rai Bachchan, where he says, मदिरालय जाने को घर से चलता है पीने वाला, किस पथ से जाऊं असमंजस में है वो भोला भाला, अलग अलग पथु बतलाते सब, अलग अलग पथु बतलाते सब, पर मैं ये बतलाता हूं, राह पकड़ तू एक चला चल, राह पकड़ तू एक चला चल, पा जाइएगा मधुशाला. So with that small introduction, I hand over to Ram Sir. Ram Sir, over to you. And sir, whenever you tell me, I will share the screen of the website if there is a need.
Thank you. Thank you, Harsh. I am not very adept at technology, so when to tell will also be very difficult to say. But anyway, thank you, Harsha, for inviting me to join this forum and actually invite me to do something that I never imagined I will do in my life. As Harsha was introducing himself, most of us in the industry believe that technocrats make wonderful CEOs. Rather, technocrats is the only way to grow industry. But Harsha is a commerce graduate, a qualified CA. And in last 43 years of my business experience, I have seen that most of the successful companies are driven by finance guys. Those who are headed by technology guys or by marketing guys do good, but companies that are headed by finance guys do much better. Some of the examples that I would like to quote is Bajaj Auto, which was headed by Mr. Rahul Bajaj, a commerce graduate himself, doing extremely well technologically and financially. So the foundation was laid by a commerce graduate. And we have observed Harsha for last so many years doing so well for Canpack, which is a company which is based on technology. But he led that company into many areas and has done wonderfully well as far as corporate social responsibility is concerned. So Harsha is not only a finance guy, but he is an accomplished leader. And now, after 24 years of working for someone else, he is deciding to start on his own and start something that he is passionate about. So I would say, while Prime Minister is on trip of Atmanirbhar Bharat, here is Harsha, who is also trying to become Atmanirbhar. So Harsha, all of us are with you on that. What he is doing is, what is his passion? To build leaders. See, as a head of any organization, your main job is not to actually do things, but it is mainly to develop leaders amongst your team so that they do most of the things and you only help them to develop further. Harsha has done that wonderfully well, and now as a coach, he would like to start his career. But this is not the first time that he is doing it. As we can see, some of his mentees are also present on today's forum. And he has been doing it as a hobby. Now he will do it as his profession. Frankly speaking, if you really want to build leaders, you need to have a lot of qualities. You need to build a lot of qualities. And that you can do consciously. Harsha has done that by actually undergoing many trainings after his qualifying as CA. While he was managing companies, he has undergone many qualifying courses where he is now trained as a trainer. His interests, or rather immersions as he calls it, on his web presence, his website, which is why we are all here on this forum today. So his immersion also help him to develop mindsets that will help a good coach. If you visit his website, which I am very happy to launch, hvj.coach, is a wonderful place to visit. It's a wonderful virtual world. Why I call it a wonderful world is for a simple reason that it starts with an open letter and compares any coach with a mirror. But frankly, a mirror actually shows you a reverse image and allows you to see what you actually want to see in your image. But a coach, I'm sure, would not limit himself or herself to see what you want to see. I'm sure a coach would show you what you also do not wish to see or what you are unable to see. Whatever is your blind spot, a coach would bring it into light and it would help you to develop yourself greatly. Most of us in industry believe that we are successful and therefore what is the need for a coach? But it is said that as you approach the top, you are lonely. And a person alone cannot really bounce his thoughts, cannot get a right advice from anyone because he is lonely and he doesn't find anyone with whom he could confide. So having a coach is like having a friend, philosopher, and guide, which is necessary. But any such relationship takes time to build, because you could be a friend, but to become a philosopher and guide, you need to build trust. And trust building is a process that takes some time. So having a coach or making a decision to have a coach could be easier, but actually building a good relationship with your coach or your mentee is a long process, and there would be many ups and downs in that process. He has a lot of podcasts on his website. Interestingly, coming from innovators, entrepreneurs who are very young, whether it is Ankit, Zach, or Geet. Harsha very interestingly navigates them through their success to reveal a lot of learnings. And those learnings are really important for all of us who listen to those podcasts. So Harsha, you have a wonderful skill of navigation. And I'm sure you would bring out many such stories to all of us through your website, through the podcasts. He also has some blogs on it. While the podcasts display his skill of navigation, the blogs are actually a reflection of his matured thought process. He writes on many subjects, from coaching to leadership to COVID-19 to new normal. And if you read those blogs, which are very short, very readable, very well articulated, you get to know Harsha better than you would otherwise get to know him. And his thoughts also help you to actually dwell deep into your own thought process and to know what you really are. So his experience, his skills, and his matured thought process are really facets that will help him to become a good coach. And I am sure all those who prefer to join him would definitely benefit. So while I launch his website, I wish him all the best for his future. And I am sure a lot of his mentees would become good industry leaders in future. And we would be around to see them, experience them, feel them. All the best, Harsha, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for your kind words and the wonderful context which you have laid. Thank you very much. Rishi sir, may I pass the baton to you?
Thank you, Harsh. And after speaking after Ram is always very difficult because he's covered everything, and I'm so glad that I have very little to cover. And however, I would like to share something about what life is all about. In my experience, I have felt, or I have really learned this, that there are 4 phases of life. One, which is brahmacharya. Second, that is grihast. Third, which is vamaprasth. And fourth, which is sannyas. We all have been hearing about it, and we all have been talking about it. And it's very difficult to understand really how can we follow this in our own life. So I tried to follow this in my life, and I learned it in a very simple way. And I said that, okay, brahmacharya means acquiring knowledge. Grihast means acquiring experience. Vamaprasth means sharing and giving away all the knowledge and experience that I have learned over the period of my brahmacharya and grihast. And once I have given everything away, then I can peacefully go into sannyas. That is the 4 phases of life as I would like to put it. it is really fantastic to know Harsh for so many years as a grihast, because he has been acquiring knowledge, he has acquired experience, and he has moved to the stage of coming to Vamaprasth, where he wants to give away everything that he has learned over the years by way of knowledge and experience to the youth and to the people who need it more in their life, and who can use it for the benefit and upliftment of the society, for the benefit of their own families. And that is such a wonderful thing to do. Very few of us have ever been able to move from the grihast phase to Vamaprasth. Now, this is something which is very interesting, and I congratulate Harsh for having taken this plunge, for having taken this decision of sharing his knowledge and his experience with the people at large. And so congratulations for that, Harsh, and I'm sure you will be able to really take this forward to the next level, where people will benefit immensely from your knowledge and experience, and take this world so on and so forth. Let me, Ram mentioned about the very interesting thing, and mentioned in your blog also. People do ask, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all? The mirror replies, you, my dear, is the fairest one of all. But the coach replies, don't worry, I will make you the fairest one of all. And I'm sure, Harsh, you will make them all very honest, fair, intelligent, successful. And success to me is people who contribute to the welfare of society at large. Now, I have a little definition about the, before I go into the definition about teacher, guru, etc., let me talk about the podcast and blog. Ram has spoken all about it. But after going through the blogs that I read over there, I could understand the psyche of the person behind who's behind these podcasts and blogs. Very interesting, and I congratulate you for putting it up and being there for everybody with podcasts and blogs. I would finally come to what Dronacharya was to Arjun, or what Krishna was to Arjun. You can very well differentiate between the two. From Dronacharya, Arjun learned the art of warfare. From Krishna, Arjun learned how to live life and values of life through Gita. So, this is the difference between a teacher and a guru. Teacher is someone who teaches you, and guru is a person you follow. So, I'm sure there will be many people who will take you as your guru. And guru would mean that they would follow you. So that brings a lot of responsibility on you as well, Harsh. And I'm sure with the lifestyle that you lead and with the kind of mind that you have, you will be able to make them very happy, because ultimately at the end of the day, the basic purpose of life is to be happy. And I'm sure you, with your coaching, will be able to take them to the next level of happiness in life. Be the guru of happiness and provide happiness, and happiness comes with success. All the best to you, Harsh, and over to the next. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rishi sir. I'll move on to try to put on Tanushree Banerjee's video. It is 5 minutes, and I hope that the internet is not a constraint in getting this over to you.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you are all safe and sound in this era of pandemic that we are all going through. Let me introduce myself. I am Tanushree Banerjee. I am the Deputy Director General of CII and also their CFO. First of all, sincere apologies to Harsh and to all of you for not attending this live session. It's calling at work that made me attend some other meeting at this hour, but I could not leave this opportunity of connecting with you. even though not in live session. So thank you, Harsh, for allowing me to at least record my video, because how can you launch a website and I'm not sharing my experiences? It just can't happen. It is a privilege to talk about my experience where Harsh was my coach, because in 2014 when I was introduced to Harsh by my husband, and I'm eternally grateful to my husband for introducing me to him, and he told that why don't you meet a good friend, and he is actually a coach. And I just could not understand how a coach can help me. What is that I lack? Am I falling short of some capabilities that my husband thinking that I should meet a coach? So there was a lot of hesitation when I met Harsh, and I'm sure anyone would undergo that feeling when one meets his coach for the first time. Because what we do not understand is the distinction between a coach and a counselor. I thought maybe I'm going to meet a person who is going to talk about my sorrows, who is going to come and help to remove all my sorrows by giving a potion or giving an advice. But it was not like that. It was the other way around. He started talking about my strengths, which I already had. And he said that we'll work on the strengths training. Technically, I remember giving a test in Gallup, and through the Gallup test, I think some of the criteria or the strength categories, whatever the terminology is, was evaluated, and we picked up 5 strengths to work on. And it was amazing. It was something that, like, I reinvented myself. It was Harsh, my coach, who made me you actually introduced me to my new me. And that is all about coaching. So there lies this distinction between a coach and a counselor. A counselor will talk about the problems and will try to give you solutions. But over here in a coach, he will not give you solution. He will introduce you to yourself, who will give the solution. So thank you, Harsh, for making me go through this excellent exercise, and it has helped me so much in my career, in my personal life. And I never realized when a coach became my pathfinder, a coach became my sounding board, and a coach is the oarsman. That's the topic. I could see the flyers, and that's the interesting word that Harsh has been using. And I won't, leave this opportunity to bring in an analogy. And sorry, Harsh, please don't mind if I'm comparing with some other somebody else. You know what coaching is? It's just like going to a salon. The coach is like a barber who is going to give you a new look by a haircut. The hair is yours. It is just that he gives you a new haircut, and it's a new you who gets revealed. That is exactly what coaching is all about. So coaching is not for sessions. Coaching is not for a few days. Coaching is for life, the trust, the guide that you get in life, the trust that you believe, the friend that you have. That's what a coach is. I'm sure, like many of us who are there in the session today, will be sharing their experiences, and every experience would be unique. So unfortunately, I won't be able to listen to those experiences, but I could not resist myself to request Harsh that, Harsh, let me share my experience. Maybe somebody would, understand what I went through and would like to reach out to you. So thank you everyone for hearing me out, for seeing my video. I'm sure, I'll be actually very happy if you want to reach out to me. My contact details are with Harsh, and I'm very much accessible. And this is a very good initiative, Harsh. I'm sure you are going to bring so much of change in the life of the people, at least those who are attending, and maybe you have already brought to many. So maybe in some time we'll again reconnect, and we will see change happening amongst ourselves. And wishing you all the best. I'm sure you are going to do wonders, and I can wish that for you. Thank you so much for hearing me out. All the best. Stay safe.
So I'm sorry, I think I couldn't share the screen for the first 2 minutes, and I hope later on it was visible and audible to you. But if someone would like to hear it again, I could send over a recording if there is interest in this. Thank you so much to Tanushree for doing this even when she's not here with us live. And may I now request Umesh to take the baton, please.
Good morning, Harsh.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I think Rishi Babu had started with.
Good morning.
Rishi Babu started with a connotation that it's very difficult for him after talking Ram sir, and now just try to understand my problem. I'm talking after Ram sir. I'm talking after Rishi Babu, over and above Tanushree, who was coachee for Harsh. So I am. She also had talked and shared the experiences. So I think probably my job is much more difficult than Rishi Babu, what your job was. Well, yeah, anyway, cutting long story short, Harsh, hearty congratulations, a dream coming true. Probably this is something which you never thought about. You started it as a personal passion and personal improvement. I know that because we were talking on that together, turning out a passion into something which you can take along whole life probably can be one of the best thing to happen. This is on wish list of everybody. Everybody wants to have. Everybody wants his passion to get converted into their routine job also, but very few can really succeed in this. Well, while saying that, Harsh, I recollect your and my first say meeting or introductory meeting that happened at a very, very high profile place. I don't know whether you remember it or not, but I think it was 2007, and you were in a process of inauguration of CanPack, for which you wanted to invite Chief Minister, and you were in Varsha Bangla, where I also was there for some CMI job. And I think that was our first meeting. We shared lot many things together for quite a good amount of time, because both of us had nothing else to do there. And there where we get connected. After that, probably the journey, there is a long journey that has happened. And we were meeting regularly. Just in one meeting, you indicated that you are getting coached by somebody. And that was from viewpoint of that coaching was to get trained as a coach. So that was what was the discussion. And after that, probably we started chatting something about we started sharing each other's experience. And at one point of time, when you were coaching, you were a coachee for someone. At that point of time, I raised one point which you replied in a very, very different way, which I would like to quote here. It was about not getting a proper or trained human resource, or it was something about how the human resource in India is not a performance oriented human resource, so on and so forth. Where you say very nicely quoted one thing, and that I have kept in mind even till today, and I try to act upon that. And it was human resource is not only a resource, and we see it only as a resource, but it is also a human. I think you have also written a blog on that. I could see that blog also. So that particular thing has changed a lot of things of looking at human resource, because human resources need to be treated as human first and resource next. And as they are human, probably they need a lot of inputs and a lot of other things which are other than merely a resource kind of thing. Here where I also have understood the importance, I started understanding importance of coaching, and there I offered myself to you as a first coachee, which again say continued for 1.5 years, and then probably I have handed over my many colleagues to you. Even my son Rohit also is your mentee or coachee. And everywhere, I must tell this, everywhere I really good, I have really got very nice results. I'm very happy on that they are being coached by you. Specifically by you, why I'm saying is because you have that art of connecting. You get connected with the people very easily. It is irrespective of his age, his position, what is his profession, so on and so forth. So and this is not my say, this is a say of all the coaches who are trained under you in my organization. Probably coaching, whenever you do coaching is not a sort of training, but it is more like empowering of individual to take to bring out lot many things from within. And as everybody had rightly said, it is probably showing the mirror in a right way, showing exactly what it is. Tanushree also had explained certain points on process of how this is done. I would like to add one more thing which really appealed to me, and which was about taking opinions about your nears and dears, which also gives you a lot of inputs about what is that you should be improving upon, what is that you should be emphasizing upon. And of course about strength, what Tanushree had said, I think that is one of a USP that you have, because I remember I was talking to you on weaknesses, and one fine morning you really said that weaknesses are not to be concentrated. What is to be concentrated is our strengths, and once we improve the strengths, weaknesses will automatically improve, or weaknesses will automatically go down. I think there are lots and lots of things which I can talk about, but here I think it is sufficient as of now. Let us have some more sessions to talk about your coaching, so that will really give justice to be talking about you. Again, thanks for giving me an opportunity. Thanks for being a coach with me. Thanks for inviting me on this gracious occasion, and congratulations and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Umesh, for those nice words. I must tell everyone over here that when I was doing my post-graduation in coaching, and Umesh was the first coachee for me, or the first leader with whom I had a coaching relationship, and I needed to have 2 leaders to do this, to complete my post-graduation. And I asked Umesh that, Umesh, you got convinced quite easily now. What do I do about the second person? And in a jiffy, he said, here is Maithili, call her, meet her, and I'm sure that she would like to enter into a coaching relationship. I think she is one who deserves it. She is one who needs it also at this time. So Maithili, with this, over to you now.
Okay, thank you, Harsh. Good morning, everybody. And special thanks for putting me at the end of this very line of master articulators. So I'm going to do as good a job as I can. What I would like to start with is, before I started my coaching journey with Harsh, I had a lot of questions about what is coaching. I had my own perceptions or thought process about what the coaching sessions would entitle for. And what I learned in my first interaction with Harsh is that coaching is not about somebody giving a set of FAQs or ready-made answers. Coaching is not about having an advisor or a subject matter expert. So even though Harsh is a qualified chartered accountant with a lot of business experience, we rarely talked about tactical stuff ever. Coach is not somebody who is going to advise you that do this or don't do that. The entire journey of coaching sessions with Harsh was for me about self-discovery. And when you go on a journey of self-discovery, a coach provides you with tools. what has been talked about a lot, and I think because it is the first thing that catches your eye when you visit the website, it is the open letter and analogy of a mirror. I think a coach is somebody who creates this special mirror using a lot of tools. So we used a feedback mechanism from peers, from people in the organization, from family and friends and people who are part of the ecosystem, and created this special mirror which actually showed much more than what you can see in your own reflection. And I think as a leader of any organization, leadership essentially by definition is a very lonely place, is a lonely position, because you don't have any peers within your organization. And when you don't have peers, what you miss out most on is a frank feedback. Nobody typically gives a open feedback or a negative comment to your face. And this entire journey of coaching helped me to decipher this feedback which was coming to me from various channels, but probably not directly, and convert it into kind of tools or action points, or even tactical action points, which actually helped us do better as an organization. One small example is, we talked about in one of our coaching sessions, we talked about feedback and power of feedback. And I always remember Harsh used to come with a lot of books, small books, as gifts in our coaching sessions, and I looked forward to that a lot. So one of the books that he introduced me to was 1 Minute Manager, and then around that we talked about power of feedback. And immediately I put it to practice. And in one of the meetings, I just told someone of the senior peoples in the organization that it was a good thing, or a positive feedback. And the joy on the person's face was so evident. And it was a discovery for me that in spite of gap in experience, in spite of level of expertise of the person, a positive feedback goes a long way to create the trust which is required in relationships at a workplace. So that was one of the very small but very powerful lessons that I learned, which I keep practicing into my day-to-day life from this coaching journey. One of the two things which stood out about my coaching sessions with Harsh were that he's a great listener. And more than that, what is most important is that he makes you talk about stuff that you don't intend to talk about. So when I went in a typical scenario, I'd say I'd give a particular feedback, and I'll talk only so much. But when we talked in our coaching session, I talked much more than that. And that was also part of self-discovery. But because when you articulate things, when you put things in words, your own emotions, your own feelings about what is happening, it actually opens up a lot more possibilities for you. So that was one of the qualities which stood out for me. And second was that he has a knack of asking pertinent questions. So a lot of times those questions which are open-ended and not answer-driven, but just cues to open up a lot of new thought channels, they keep lingering with you after the session, even after many months or years after our interactions. There are some questions which have always helped me. In fact, when I was going through the blogs on the website, I realized that the style of blogs is also very similar to this tone of one-on-one interactions that we had. A lot of blogs end with open-ended questions than just giving a specific answer or putting a specific point of view. And I think that particular quality which comes out from these blogs, and the quality that always reflects in interactions with Harsh, that is something which is going to make Harsh a great coach for many of his mentees and coaches. And I'm very happy that finally you have started this as a full-time pursuit of your passion. It is going to benefit a lot of people. each organization has turning points. Turning points can be triggered due to external environment or internal changes. In my case, it was because of leadership change that we were trying to do within our company from one generation to other. And at that turning point, having a coach, having a sounding board, having somebody who can create this special mirror and make you see every small little detail that needs to be seen is very, very important. And I'm sure that through your coaching journey, you will be creating these special mirrors for many people. I wish you all the best. And I'm again free to be contacted by anybody who wishes to know a little more about my experience in this coaching journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Maithili. Thank you, everyone. This has been really overwhelming. Maithili, you are in your office now. And if you can just take a moment to, just show this painting, if you can just move a little to, yes. And, I have had several interactions with Maithili in her office. And if you see this painting, there is a very subtle image of the Buddha. If you see in the dark background, there is an outline of Buddha. And then from his forehead, there is this liberation. And this bird is coming out and it is free and it is flying and it has all the possibilities open as if a new potential has been unfurled. And Maithili and me discussed this painting and its interpretations many a time. And I think it was great to, have you right at the last to give your perspective, because the painting was supposed to be there, I think, today. It's a very inspiring painting, and I have pics of that which I get inspired by. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to all the speakers and their perspectives about coaching. I would like to go to the final leg of this program and hand over to friend and colleague Mukund Kulkarni to close the program, please.
Good morning, everybody. And to start with, congratulations to Harsh. He is moving from clinical chief executive, managing director, leader to clinical entrepreneur. I always use this word with him because I see that the way Rahul Dravid homeworks and then plays, I always see Harsh does that kind of homework and plays. You cannot really imagine what wonder is going to happen today on the pitch. The same thing is with Harsh. So many congratulations and best wishes for your journey. My job is really to conclude. This is era of takeaway because majority of us at home, restaurants are not working. So takeaway is the only way. So I'm trying to generate this out of a small discussion now. When I analyze my 34 years of journey, and that too, when I analyze my internal failures, when I see happening around, initially as a team member and now as a leader, I see after the failure, when we do analysis, when we do YY analysis, we generally in 80% situation identify 3 reasons for internal failures. The first reason is there is lack of training, there is lack of coaching, there is lack of development, there is lack of mentoring to my people, is the first reason of failure that comes out of YY analysis. The second reason of failure that comes out of YY analysis is there are lack of systems and procedures in my organization, and that is why things are failing, is the second reason that comes out of YY analysis. And to complete rule of 80-20, the third reason that comes out of YY analysis is there was no proper teamwork in that project, that activity, that function, and that is why we failed. So if these 3 reasons, whenever you see internal failures, I am repeating, not the external failures, because you don't control reasons of failure. In internal failure, there is a possibility that you can control. So these are the 3 reasons. Now let us see what happens when we are under operational pressure. The projects are on, this analysis phase is over, introspection is over, and then we are into routine activity. Operational pressure is on, customer pressure is on, delivery pressure is on, development pressure is on. So let us see what leaders of the organization say. When it comes to training, we say, keep it aside. People will learn by their experiences on the project itself. When it comes to systems and procedure, we say, don't do Babugiri. Let us do some work. Instead of doing review, let us spend more time in doing the activity. That is better. Let us don't do paperwork. Let us don't do Babugiri. It is the job of leader is to execute. And third, when it comes to teamwork, the leaders typically say, I don't have time to take everybody along. Let us get the work done from my best buddy. And that is how we drive when we are under operational pressure. The question arises, what is the solution for these things? The solution for these things is leadership. And what is the solution if leader forgets to follow certain things? Is mentoring of the leader. If we want to drive our organization, if we want to see our organization should move in the way we want, what is important, I think, is you and your key member, me and my key member, should be mentored properly, should be trained properly, should be developed properly, should be groomed properly. And then only they will keep balance under operational pressure, that basic rules of the leadership are not forgotten. And for that purpose, in my opinion, self-learning is inadequate. You need to have somebody. You need to have some formal way of getting inputs. This is the takeaway which I learned out of 34 years of failure experiences. And in 34 years, I must have tried having 24 gurus, so that I learned continuously to identify the gap and to bridge the gap. Particularly for Aurangabadkars, there is a good opportunity. There is a coach around, and it is not just a trainer or coach. There is a myth in minds of people that trainer, he does not have practical experience. Consultant, he does not have practical experience. Harsh, you have an advantage. People will not have that excuse in their mind that you have proven yourself at multiple strategic positions. So the takeaway is, we as leader of the organization, we will have to train, coach ourselves. We will have to train, coach, mentor our team members through a formal mechanism. Please consider it as invisible investment. Show that brave heart. Carry that invisible investment that may take you to out-of-box growth. This is how I would like to conclude the session, with congratulations and best wishes to Harsh.
Thank you, Mukund. I just got a message that, when Ram sir was speaking, the website could not come on screen. So Ram sir, we have the great opportunity, Ram sir and Rishi sir, to actually launch the website at the close. So I'm going to share the screen of the website now. And I would appreciate if Ram sir can, or Rishi sir, both of them can speak a few words on this. Can you all see the website now?
No.
One second, please. Is it on now?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm just going to the home page for just a 2-minute walkthrough, please.
You can do that, Harsh.
All right.
Continue the walkthrough. But let me say only one thing. This one website is, there's no clutter. It's absolutely uncluttered. It's very simple and very straight.
Thank you so much. So I'll just take you through, and if any of the speakers would like to say anything at that point in time, please feel free. So this is the homepage, the open letter to the leaders, which quite a number of speakers spoke about today, the mirror analogy, and open letter to all the leaders. This is a page about me, which is about my formal credentials acquired, and the Your Coach page is then actually like I say over here, transactionally invested is physics, emotionally invested is chemistry. So this is all about the chemistry over here on this page. The chemistry which I have been fortunately able to create at different workplaces. These are the immersions, and what are the different things which help me defocus and rejuvenate. This is the page for my podcast. So if you click on this anywhere, you will be taken to the podcast website where you have all the speakers. The podcast is called Small Big Wins. It is a conversation with indefatigable people who have heard their inner calling and converted that into something tangible. This is the blog page. I have 7-8 blogs up now on different subjects, and they are short, 200-300 words for quick reads. So that is what the website encompasses. I have tried to put an authentic expression of myself in that.
I just want to make one comment, Harsh, that your love for poetry and verse is evident that when a blog titled Capital and Capitalism also has a verse by Kabir.
Thank you. Thank you. I think he has been the greatest coach around. There has been no one higher than Kabir for me. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, Harsh, Santosh.
Hi, Santosh. Santosh.
Hey, hi. Congratulations.
Breweries in Bangalore. He's executive vice president there. Santosh, please.
Hey, Harsh, our association has been, probably 12 years, but it seems as though, it's crossed almost about 2-3 decades. And, great. Congratulations for having, started this off. And I remember during my post-graduation in coaching, you were the one who gave me a lead in terms of a coachee, and you're always there to help and support, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Harsh, Prashant here. Hearty congratulations. आपने इतने दोहे बताए तो मैं एक दोहा मैं बता देता हूँ. बिना परिश्रम जीवन सफल नहीं होता. गुरु के सिवा करियर सफल नहीं होता. So we are fortunate that we have a guru like you. Thank you.
Harsh, this is Man Singh. Can I come in?
Yes, sir.
In fact, with what I can gather from all the wonderful speeches I heard today morning, I must thank you for starting this Guru Shishya Parampara once again. Maybe the place is different, the environment is different, but then what I can gather is this is just restarting of a Guru Shishya Parampara. Congratulations to you and wish you all the best.
This is British here. Congratulations. And it's a splendid thing which you have started. And the Doha which you said, it's very apt for the lockdown. Madhushalai, baki kuch nahi tha last one. All the best.
Thank you, everyone. It has been really overwhelming. I think if I can do my bit with myself and with all the people I get to work with, that itself would be the greatest thing to happen. Thank you very, very much for all your encouragement and support.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Harsh, and all the best. This is Rishi here, and I just wish that the whole society can take benefit of your rich experience and your mind, which is so fertile, and that you're ready to share. I'm very happy to hear your new journey, and I wish you the very, very, very best in future.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Vipul Dave here.
Hi, Vipul.
Finally managed to join the. I was the last one, but great. Thanks and congratulations and all the best to you in this journey. As usual, we've been. I only want to say that we've been meeting in the skies most often. Sky is the limit for you. All the best to you, Raj.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And we'll connect separately. Thank you once again for the overwhelming.
Thank you, and best wishes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Congrats. Once again.
Yeah, I'll stop the recording.